Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you saw by the title, we are going to be doing a little sort of like get ready with me, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys one, kind of how I'm doing my makeup currently, which not a lot has changed, spoiler alert, and basically how I do my hair on refresh days. So we're going to start with the hair. It's really not that hard. I don't spend a lot of time on refresh days because, you know, I spend most time on the wash days, which I try not to do too often. Usually I wash my hair about 2 days a week. And yeah, I try to spread it out as much as I can and do as much as I can with it before I have to wash it again, because washing it is not really that difficult. It just feels very time consuming. So I always try to make my wash day last as long as possible so that I don't have to do it again. So currently we're working with day one day old hair. And yeah, I washed my hair yesterday, I slept on it, and now we are waking up and we are going to refresh it. So I just got out of the shower, and when I get in the shower, I basically just put my hair all up into a bun. Doesn't matter, just whatever messy, just to keep it out of the shower's way so that it doesn't get wet. And yeah, we're gonna take that out now and see what happens. So, by the way, I don't sleep with my hair any special way. I probably should to eliminate frizz. I've been thinking about getting a silk pillowcase. So I feel like maybe that would help. But yeah, this is what we're working with currently. So my hair, I don't know if you guys can see, doesn't look terrible, but it just needs a little bit of an oomph because, yeah, you know, sleeping on it, it gets a little bit frizzier. Some pieces get a little crazy, so we're just gonna try to fix what's happening here. Usually what I would do is go in with a dry shampoo first, and then I would kind of let that sit in a little bit to eliminate a lot of the grease and oils that builds up on my scalp. But since I only washed my hair yesterday, I don't think that that's necessary because it's not honestly greasy at all. So we're just gonna leave that for today. But yeah, normally I would go in with this is from the Dry Bar. It's the Detox Dry Shampoo, and in coconut colada, by the way. And I never have used this before. I just got this like as a free gift from Ulta when I was visiting back home, and I've been using it ever since. It's, you know, it's pretty good, decent. It has a nice smell, so I don't mind it. I don't know if I would buy it again necessarily, but it works pretty good. So that's what I've just been using until it's gone. So anyway, the first thing that I'm gonna do is go in with a little spray bottle. So this is literally, I think we got this from CB's mom for cleaning, but I have now turned it into my hairspray bottle because we don't need it for cleaning. So yeah, basically what I'm gonna do is just get some of these pieces a little bit damp, not even wet, just because the curls are already there, they're already formed, so I just like to do a little bit of a misting to kind of give it a little bit of a, you know, zhuzh. And then I'll just kind of lightly comb my fingers through my hair, just so I can kind of, because you know, with the water, it kind of reactivates the curl a little bit, and it kind of eliminates the frizz to a certain extent. So it's almost like starting over without really washing your whole head. So I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but yeah, it's just like a little bit nicer, I don't know. And like I said, this is really like a mist, so it's not even coming out with a lot of water, which is good because I really don't want to like get my whole head re-wet, which on some days I do have to do if my hair doesn't look very nice, and if it's very crazy and the curls have gone completely astray, then I will completely, like, not completely, but re-wet all, like, from here down, I will re-wet my hair if it's like a really bad curl situation happening, but today I don't think it's gonna be necessary. So sometimes I like to go in with an oil. So I have the Gizu oil. This is something that was gifted to me a while ago, and it is running low, so I'm gonna have to probably replenish this at some point. But yeah, I really like this. It smells really nice. I think I've showed this to you guys before a couple times, but yeah, it works really well. So sometimes if I'm feeling like my hair is very, very dry, which with curly hair normally it is, I will go in with this because I think the oil starts as like a good base to really get soaked into the hair. However, I already have oil in my hair from when I washed it yesterday, so I think I'm gonna leave that maybe until the end. So anyways, honestly, the only product I go in with is a mousse, and this is just a L'Oreal Paris mousse. It's not anything super special, it's just something I got from the drugstore. So if you guys have recommendations of like really good mousses for curly hair, specifically for like refresh days, I don't know if there's really a difference, but I really mostly use mousse on refresh days. So I'm just gonna go in with this, shake it up a bit. I only put in like, I don't know, it's a mousse, so it seems like a lot. So I'll do like a good handful for each side usually. But considering it's a wash day, or sorry, considering it's a refresh day. And I also do this thing where I like basically put the foam down to nothing because I feel like I don't want like gobs of foam. So I'll just do a little bit on each side. And I like to like kind of coat the hair because I feel like it helps with frizz especially. So yeah, the reason I go in with mousse is because I feel like it helps with frizz the most. And I feel like it makes my hair look the most refreshed and like revitalized the next day. I don't know if you guys can tell a difference, but yeah, that's with the mousse so far. And I obviously try not to focus like too much product on certain spots just because I don't want it to like totally flatten out or get super crisp and obvious, if that makes any sense. But I definitely tried to focus it a lot on the ends and the middle because I think that's where it needs it the most. And then I will just kind of go in, sort of re-scrunch it a little bit just so the curls don't lose their shape. And yeah, also go through the top a little bit. I don't even have any product in at this point, just like a little excess on my hands, but yeah. So that's basically what we do there. And then since my hair is a little bit damp, I always let it dry a little bit until when it's dry, then I will scrunch out the mousse. But yeah, that's basically what I do with my hair. So now I'm going to put on some makeup, and then when we're finished with the makeup, I will scrunch out my hair and then we'll have the whole final look. So let's move on to makeup. Welcome to the new destination. So now it's time for makeup, and I just have to tell you guys a really quick story. So you know how I always put sunglasses on to put my hair back when I'm doing makeup? So now I'm using these because my OG sunglasses have fully broken. I'm not really sure how that happened, but we're just gonna put our hair back with these sunglasses here and hope for the best. So to be honest, my makeup has not really changed. I'm such a creature of habit, especially when it comes to makeup and hair and all that kind of stuff. If it just works for me, I don't like to change it. But every now and then I'll like to change up a few things, or I'll like remember a product that I used to use, or I'll get really intrigued by a new product. So nothing too new is gonna be in this makeup routine, but I think I am gonna do a little wing moment, which I think I haven't done on camera yet. So should be a little bit exciting. But yeah, let's just get started basically. So I'm still not wearing foundation at all. So I'm just gonna go in right with my concealer, and this concealer that I'm using right now is actually the NARS concealer. So you guys probably have already used this and heard of it and all those things, but I always wanted to try it, but I never wanted to splurge on it because it can be a pricey concealer in comparison to like obviously drugstore concealers, and concealer is something that I use every single day when I do makeup. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, but I decided to do it, and I'm so glad I did because it's so good, you guys. So I have the color medium 2 ginger. So this one works really, really well for my skin right now, but I think I will have to go 1 or 2 shades lighter come the winter time. By the way, before I started the makeup, I already did prep my skin. So I put on my lotion, who says lotion? Sorry, moisturizer. I put on my moisturizer already, and I right now just switch between whichever one I'm feeling like, and I'm not particularly fond of any of them, to be honest. So the one I put on today was just the Ordinary something. It's from The Ordinary. It's like their moisturizer, natural something, I don't know. But I don't really like it, so I don't necessarily recommend it. But anyways, and I put on my Origins Ginseng Eye Cream. Love that. Wakes me up, makes my skin a little bit brighter. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this. And I do put it for sure under my under eye area, which you guys have seen already. And I have a whopping pimple coming down here. So I'm just gonna put a little bit down here just because it's a little bit red, so I'm gonna keep that. I also have some pigmentation happening in between my eyebrows because I'm getting random like little pimples in between my eyebrows, which is very annoying. I'm getting like a lot of spots lately, which is not normal for my skin, so I'm a little bit confused, but it's nothing too major, no big deal. So today I feel like my skin is actually kind of dry and I don't necessarily want to set it. However, normally with my concealer, I will set it with powder. So the one I've been using is the Glossier powder. I don't remember what it's called. Wowder, that's what it's called, Glossier Wowder. And it is a wow powder. It really is, because I purchased it a long time ago, years and years ago, when I first kind of discovered Glossier. I decided to make a purchase and get a lot of the things that they had. And I got the Wowder as one of them, and I really, really liked it. I thought it was amazing, but I just was like, you know, the price is so steep. I feel like there's so many powders out there, and powder can't be that hard to do. So I decided to not repurchase it for a long time, and I've been trying powders out since then, but I just haven't been as impressed with anything. The color that powders always give off is so wrong for my skin shade. It just doesn't match. So I decided to repurchase it again, and I'm very, very happy that I did. It works really, really well. However, like I said, today I am feeling more dry, and I don't think I need to set my concealer, so we are not going to go in with that today, but normally I do. So now we're going to move on to the brows. Nothing new here, same procedure, just I can't even talk. Just brushing everything up so that it's in the right place, and then going in with my two Glossier products, the Boy Brow and the, what is this called again? Brow Flick. Yep. I'm forgetting all the names because I don't ever talk about it, so I don't even remember what they're called anymore. But yeah, this is literally nothing new. Same thing you guys have seen before. I just use this to fill in my brows a little bit because I have very sparse brows. So I just cheat the fullness a little bit with this one. Then I always brush it through just so there's no like harsh, crazy lines. And then I'll go in with my Boy Brow. I actually made a Glossier order, when was that now? A couple months ago, and I brought it back with me because it obviously doesn't ship to Germany. So for those of you wondering, by the way, how I get my Glossier products in Germany, I literally just order them to my parents' house, and then I either have my parents ship it to me, or I will just get it the next time I visit home, because my products last for a decent amount of time, so I usually don't have to like repurchase that often. I would say usually like twice a year and I'll be pretty good. So yeah, I picked up my most recent Glossier order from my parents when I was visiting home, obviously, and now I'm fully restocked. Anyways, moving on. So now the next step is to do my eyes. So normally I would do just like a very basic mascara and literally nothing else, but today I'm feeling a little bit more spicy, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a liner situation. So I don't like to go like full on liner, but like, does anybody like to do that these days? Probably. There's probably some people, and you know what, that's totally fine, you do you. But for the sake of today's video, I'm gonna do a very subtle liner situation. So how I do that is I like to just do like basically a little flick. It almost looks like an extension, like eyelash extensions. I feel like it kind of gives off that vibe. So that's kind of the look I'm going to go for today. So to do that, I'm going to be using these two things here. This is just a liner that I got from Ulta once. It's NYX retractable eyeliner in brown and PO4. So that's what we're going to use to create the color, because I also only like to do brown because I think it blends in a little bit nicer with my face. It doesn't look as harsh. And with my eye color, I think brown also looks pretty nice. And then I'm going to kind of smudge it out a little bit and make it a little bit less defined with this little brush. This is a brush from Daniela. I don't know, it's some brush I got literally so long ago, I don't even remember where I got it from. So this is gonna take a lot of concentration because I normally don't do a liner. At least this one's a little bit easier of a liner, I guess. It's gonna be hard to tell you guys, but basically, I'll have to get a little bit closer. Basically, I just draw a tiny little line here, and I kind of just follow like where my eyeliner, like where my eyes curve, I guess. Does that make any sense? I'm so bad at explaining these things. So I just make this tiny little line, and I make it a little bit thicker just at one spot so that I can smudge it out more, because otherwise it doesn't necessarily work. And I go up a little bit on my eyelid, more into my lash line, just so it blends in a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it's literally the smallest little line ever. Before it dries too much, I go in with my little smudge brush, and then I will literally just brush it out. And I'll brush it outwards so that the line kind of extends a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just like the line to be very like wispy and extended. I don't like any harsh lines, so I blend out the entire thing and then do it a little bit in this direction as well. I kind of just like mess with it until I kind of like what it's doing. This does take away a lot of the product, however, when you're brushing it, so that's why I like to go in a little more heavy-handed with the amount of product that I put on. So yeah, that's the line. Now the trouble is to get it somewhat even on the next side, the other side, so let's attempt that. So they're definitely not even. They're not sisters, but they're long-lost cousins. That is fine for me. So yeah, that's the little liner situation. And now I'm just curling my lashes, so you guys know the drill. I curl my lashes before I do the mascara, and then I'll curl them about 15,000 times during the mascara process, just because I have such struggle lashes, you guys. I'm so sick of them. I really want to try, like, I've gotten on my channel, I've showed it before that I've gotten a lash perm, but it literally was the most fail of a fail that failing could be. So I've always been too scared because I spent a lot of money on it. So I was like, I definitely don't want to do that again if it's gonna do the same effect, because, you know, maybe they just used a solution that wasn't working for my lashes. Maybe my lashes are just really harsh and they don't take it very well. I don't know. It was just not a good situation and I spent too much money on it. So I've been too afraid to go back and get it done again. But I've always been interested to do that. But then even if I do that, I still have very thin lashes. So I just always wonder, like, what could I do? Lash extensions, but then, you know, lash extensions at the same time, I think I'll get addicted for one and spend even more money on getting them done more regularly. So I'm always afraid to do that, but yeah, I don't know. By the way, I'm going in with my Glossier Lash Slick now after I curled my lashes, and this is always what I use as like the base coat, just because this one doesn't do too much volume for me, which is fine. Some days I'll go in with just this alone if I'm not feeling it, but I mainly use this as like the base coat to put on the next mascara. And then I kind of just let that sit there. And can you guys kind of see like how the liner just helps make it a little bit more like in your face just a bit? So I really like that. I'm loving that today. So while the mascara is drying a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the next part of my makeup. So for me, it depends on the day, but I either do blush or bronzer. I never do both at the same time, which is maybe strange for some people, but for some reason I feel like it's just too much. But usually what I do is go in with just a blush. So, which is what I'm gonna do today, because the bronzer is actually like very, very creamy. It's this Milk bronzer. Let me find it. It's dirty, don't judge me, but this is the Milk makeup bronzer that I go in with. It's, which color is it? It's in Baked. So I will go in with that. I've had that for a while, probably too long, but it's really hard for me to find bronzers actually that are not too orange on my skin or that just like don't show up at all, you know? So that is what I will go with sometimes. Usually I do that for like a night out. I usually do it for more of a night look or if I'm feeling like extra pale that day. But most of the time I just go in with a blush. So I'm gonna go in with my Glossier Cloud Paint in the color Dusk. This is what I've been using more recently, which you guys have seen, of course. So I'll literally just dab the top just because so much product like comes out at a time that I don't want it to be too intense. And then I'll just go in with it on my cheeks, which you guys have seen time and time again. Nothing new there. And like I said, I just like to put it on kind of like where I would put highlighter in a way, more like the cheekbone area, just to kind of highlight that spot. I don't know, sort of where you get like sunburn, you know, because people get sunburn only in these spots, obviously. Just because I think blush gives a very nice like flushed look, and I'll also drag it a little bit onto my nose, again, to go for that kind of sunburnt look. I don't know if you guys can tell too much on this camera, but looks very flushy. So now that we've given the lashes a little bit of time to dry, we're gonna curl them again, and then I do the tiniest little slick of this Maybelline Sky High mascara, which was viral on TikTok. I never can go on with it just by itself because it does get very like clumpy and just not very cute. I just like to give like a little bit of volume over top of the Glossier Lash Slick. Now we gotta shake out these curls. So I usually flip my head over and then I'll just kind of scrunch out the mousse because I don't want my hair to be crunchy. I want it to look super healthy, and soft. I want it to look healthy and soft. All right, guys. So this is the final refreshed hair as well as the normal, for the most part, daily makeup look. So yeah, that is how I do those things. Thanks for getting ready with me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I know I've showed you guys the makeup routine like so many times, but it's literally never changed, and I'm sorry, but people are usually always wondering what I'm doing, and it's always the same. And yeah, hopefully the refresh was also helpful for you guys to kind of see how I refresh the curls, and normally in a very quick time. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope to see you guys in the next one, and love you guys so much. Bye.